guys, welcome to today's video. I am Suzana and I'm going to talk about some new makeup today. A lot of these products I've already used, so I will be sharing a little review as we go. Originally, I was going to film my Kjaer Weis brand review. I've been talking about filming this video for a very long time, but you know, I've just come to the conclusion that I have no interest in actually filming that video. I want to do it because I've bought a lot of products from the brand a long time ago, and I've been kind of using it here and there, but very much here and there because it is just not a brand that I'm very excited about. Really, this is just my opinion and my experience with the brand. Just most of the products did not work out for me, and because of that, because I don't have a lot of great things to say about the brand, I just don't want to go through and film an entire video on it, do all this editing, kind of just do all this work to say I'm not the biggest fan of it. So instead, today I'm going to show you two products that I like, one of which I really love. The other one I actually do like as well. I wouldn't say I love it, but I do think that if it is something that you're interested in, then I would recommend it because I have been really actually enjoying it. So I'm going to show you those two products today, but besides that, there's just nothing else that I'm like super wild about from Kjaer Weis that I'm really interested to show. Maybe as I film other videos, I will go ahead and pull out some of those products to share with you guys my thoughts and why I feel a certain way about them, so that you at least can at some point get to see that. But if you have any questions on anything from Kjaer Weis, I'm sure I'm not even pronouncing her name correctly, so I do apologize for that. But if you guys have any questions regarding other products that I do not mention in today's video, or even whatever I mentioned today, always feel free to ask me in the comments down below, or you can always reach out to me via Instagram. I do have a lot of people that reach out with questions or suggestions, and I really like that. I love interacting about makeup. That is why I'm here. So do not hesitate to reach out if you guys have any questions on any of the products that I do talk about. So as you can see, I already did apply some foundation. I applied some concealer as well as powdered my T-zone. I have a really bad, at this point, it's a scar and it's huge. So that's why I just like wanted to get it over with and cover that up before I started filming, because I am very self-conscious about it. So I'll probably not be zooming in all that much in today's video, or if I do, it'll be kind of on the quicks because yeah, it's just not pretty. So okay, yeah, let's go ahead and just get started. Everything I'm gonna be using today will be in the description box below in case anybody's interested. So I think I'm gonna start off with the eyes. Why not? I always need to prime. I do have a very oily eyelids, so I like to use this primer from Fenty Beauty, and I'll just tap this in. So we're actually going to start off with a product from Kjaer Weis, and this is one of the quadrants. Now, she did release two of them. I picked up one, though I did want both of them. I'm happy with the one that I have, and I think I'm just gonna stick with this one. Now, this product here is the one that I said I like. I don't necessarily love, and mostly because of its size. So this is how this pan looks. This one's a Spellbound. It is the deeper of the two quadrants, and it comes with 4 different shades. Now, I was highly disappointed when I got this in because of the size of this. I showed you guys, I still have it here. I showed you guys when I did my haul video how tiny this is. I have here the cap from one of my Guerlain foundations, and it's about the same size. I mean, nearly. So this is tiny. I mean, I don't even know. It's a palette. I was gonna say, I don't even know if I would call it a palette, but it is a palette. It's just so small. So when you order this, you actually only order the little like pan with the eyeshadows. It doesn't come with the packaging. Now, I ordered mine through Integrity Botanicals, and on the day that they got it in stock, I went ahead and placed my order because I wanted to rush and do that brand review, which I'm no longer doing now, but they only had this packaging available at that time, so I went ahead and bought this one. This is just like cardboard packaging. It's kind of cheapy, doesn't have anything special about it. It is though magnetized, so I do appreciate that, but I like this type of packaging more. So this is also available for these little quadrants if you're interested in something that's a little bit more luxurious, definitely very weighty. I really do like the packaging of those, so I kind of I really wish that they had that in stock when I placed my order for this. So let me see if I can do swatches for you guys. If you guys hear any snores, I do have one of my fur babies in here with me. He usually follows me into the filming room. He's like a little mama's boy. He's my shadow. Okay, so it's not very easy to swatch these. I feel like the swatches are extremely faint. When I first got this in, I had swatched them myself and I don't remember them being this light. So that's a little bit discouraging right now that I'm showing you guys. It's like, oh, it looks so lackluster, but I don't know. On the eyes, I do like it. I mean, overall, these shades are not all that intense, even when I did first swatch them. This brand is very much of a brand that's all about, you know, enhancing your natural beauty. It reminds me, like, their kind of like goal as far as a brand. It reminds me a lot of Westman Atelier. Obviously, their products are extremely different, so I'm not going to compare those. But as far as like their vision of what they want their brand to represent, I do kind of feel like that is quite similar. Both are clean beauty. And yeah, they are about kind of more of your natural beauty and trying to kind of enhance that. Now, I have gone in the first few times that I use this and like tried really carefully to just go into a specific shades in here to do my eye look. And I was finding myself just really annoyed, just having to be very selective on the brushes that I'm using. So instead, what I did the other day that I used this is I just ended up mixing the shades. I mean, I was just kind of going back and forth and applying them. And I just feel like they performed a lot better like that than going in with an individual shade and just trying your best not to pick up one of the other ones beside them. So yeah, today I'm just going to kind of go in and mix them as well. So I'll go ahead and get started with, that's not the brush I want to use, we'll use this one. My Crease Pro, this is from Sonia G, and I'm going to mix these two shades here, like the brownie shades. And I'm going to go ahead and just add this here into my crease. This combo looks really good on the lids. That's actually how I used it the other day. And I really did end up liking that look. And I did actually pick up quite a bit there. And so it's laying the pigment really nicely. So I'm just going to kind of do like little circular motions. Just make sure this is nicely blended. Okay, so now with this Rougher One brush, I'm going to go in with these two shades. And this is like the hardest shade for me to pick up. I think because with this one, I usually just use a pencil brush, so I have no issues with that. But this one down here is such a pain in the butt. And this is just gonna go here in the outer lid. Then with the same brush, I'm going to mix these two top shades. So those two. And I'm just filling in the rest of the lids with this little combo. Okay, I ended up losing a little bit of this bottom shade. But yeah, I guess with this palette, guys, it's just not really about precision. I mean, you can do it, but you just have to be a little bit more careful with that. But I think they work fine without having to be so like careful about it. I mean, at least from the looks that I've gotten doing that. Okay, and that's a nice look. I mean, this is really a nice color story. I do enjoy it. And now this is actually dirty. Let me try to wipe this off a little bit. So now with a really tiny pencil brush, I like this one here from Refer's number 3. Overall, I don't know how I feel about these Refer brushes, like I guess the face brushes. I don't care for the ones that I have, but some of the eye brushes are actually pretty nice. So I'm going to just apply this all over the bottom lash line. And now I am going to go into this lighter shade here and apply this in the inner corner. That doesn't look like it did much there. Okay, let's pick up a little bit more. This shade is quite powdery compared to the other three. The other three are I don't know, they actually look a lot more pressed in the pan, whereas this one's a little bit more loose in there. Alright, so that's how that looks. It's nice. Like I said, I like it. I don't necessarily love it, but I think it's pretty. I mean, I don't know what else to say about that. Did you guys, I don't know, you guys let me know if you're planning on picking up these little quadrants, or which one if so, or if you've just been discouraged because of its actual size. Because I probably would have not bought it had I known it was that little. So I do want to now add some eyeliner. This one's Costa Richie from MAC. I just bought this new one. I've actually kind of recently repurchased a lot of products that I've had for a very long time. I'm no longer comfortable using them, and so this was one of them. And I actually have another product that I'm going to show you guys today that I also repurchased recently because the one I had was really old. But it's such a pretty shade. It's like this reddish brown, but it has a little bit more brown than red, but like that red I think just really makes the brown eyes just kind of like pop a little bit. I think it's really flattering for brown eyes, honestly. Now go ahead and line my top lash line just a little bit as well with this. So eyes are complete, and now I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of my face makeup, and I'm so excited to talk to you guys about this new bad boy here. So this is from NARS, and they have released these, they're called the Sun Kissed Bronzing Creams. They have 2 shades, and both shades are from like the original Holy Grail bronzers. There's Casino. Casino doesn't work all that well on me. I did have it in their powder form. And then there's Laguna, which is this one. Now for me, Laguna was like my first high-end makeup bronzer, so that's definitely going to always be a holy grail of mine. I've gone through 2 full sizes, and well, actually the second one was the one that I'm telling you guys that I just felt was too old. I bought it like 4.5 years ago, so I had that one for a long time, and I was no longer comfortable using it on my face, especially because I do have a very sensitive skin, so I don't want to use anything that might irritate that, and I just feel like old makeup can, you know, trigger something. So I went ahead and replaced that one with the new one. So this is now even the new updated packaging. I still had the older packaging. I was extremely excited when I saw these cream bronzers. We're mostly going to talk about these, but I did want to swatch it next to the original powder bronzer just so you guys can see if there is a difference or not. I am really liking this. I've been using it quite a bit. So that right there are the shades. This here, this is the Powder Laguna, and then this is Cream Laguna. And I'll go ahead and swatch it for you guys here. So the top will be the powder, and this powder is just so nice and smooth. And then the bottom right there is the cream color. I love this shade. It's really everything I expected and more. I actually think it performs really beautifully as an actual bronzer. I'm just trying to blend it down a little bit. I love this. Now another cream bronzer product that I also really enjoyed, and I've talked about this on my channel before as well, is the one from Huda Beauty. So this one's called the Tantor Contour and Bronzer Cream. The shade I have is light. I do feel that these run really deep, so light works very nicely for me. And I'm going to go ahead and swatch this one under the NARS for you guys to see a difference. And yeah, in my opinion with these, I just think that the NARS is better suited for an actual contour shade, but really I don't have complaints about this one from Huda Beauty. Okay, the swatch was really weird, but yeah, I don't have any complaints about this one. I mean, like I said, I really love that, but I do think that this shade from NARS is a little bit better for contouring. Now this is actually advertised as a bronzer. This one's kind of a Tantor, so to use it to bronze and contour with. But yeah, it just really goes to show how everybody kind of has a different view on, you know, makeup and what works best for what. But in my opinion, for contour, I just like cooler shades, especially if it has a little bit of an ashy tone to it. I just think it works the best, at least for me. So, okay, let me go ahead and close up what I have here that I'm not going to use, because we're going to use this bad boy from NARS, of course. So I actually also did go ahead and buy the NARS, what is this called? I do not know, but this was also released along with this cream bronzer to use it hand in hand. I'm a huge brush lover. So whenever there's a brush that intrigues me, I do go ahead and purchase them. And I just really like the handle of this. I like the shape of it as well. I really do like synthetic dense brushes like this to use with my cream products. So I figured even if I wasn't using it with this specifically, I can use it with any other cream product, perhaps even for foundation. I'm sure that this will actually work quite nicely for foundation. So okay, I did tap in here twice. So we'll just go in with whatever I picked up right now. It's just 2 little dabs. So that's a light layer there. And I just think it looks really nice. I keep bringing my contour down too much. Ugh. Don't know why I do that. So let me build this up a little bit more. I definitely brought that down way too much there. Now you do kind of have to be careful with this because if you do apply too much in one spot, because of the tone, I will say that it'll look kind of muddy. But I do find that once I go in with my blush and just kind of finished off the whole makeup look, it all starts to look a little bit better. So initially, and this really goes with a lot of makeup products, is just you kind of have to continue on with other steps before you can appreciate something you've already laid down. Okay, so I did add a little bit too much there, but I'm hoping that I can at least show you guys how this shade is. Like, even on my skin, it looks quite ashy, which I'm happy with. But I don't find that to be the case with the NARS powder brush. Like, that one, I don't necessarily use it to contour with. I do want to point out that on my face, I do find that these look a little bit different from each other. I do think that the cream one does have a little bit of that ashiness, which, you know, again, it works for me as a contour. But the bronzer, I don't necessarily kind of get that vibe with, mostly because the original does have like little golden specks. The one that I ended up buying is the matte one because I did want to try this one out. I'll probably pick up the original one from Sephora during their upcoming sale. But yeah, I just did want to point out that I don't feel like on the skin they look like the exact same shade. However, they might actually perform really nicely together. So let me go ahead and apply this one here. I don't really feel like I need to deepen up anymore, but just for the heck of it, just lightly go in. I did pick up quite a bit. Just kind of blend this in. Yeah, so that's definitely just adding a little bit of warmthness. And it looks nice actually. This combo is really pretty. It's a little orangey, but it's that type of orange that I do vibe with. There is a difference with like the orange undertones in bronzers. Most of them I don't like. Okay, so now for blush. This is the one item from Kjaer Weis that I would 100% recommend, and I 100% am planning on picking up more shades of these cream blushes from the brand. I actually showed this one during my cream blush collection video, and several of you guys actually shared your favorite shades from Kjaer Weis. So I am going to be looking into some of those because yeah, this is really, really nice. Now this one I actually did buy kind of together, but it does have, I'm sorry, mine's probably all dirty because of all the fingerprints, but it does have like this little hole right here where you can put a pin in there to take out the blush from in here and replace it with another one. This is also the same packaging for their bronzers as well, which I also do have one of their bronzers and I don't like it. I mean, it could be just a shade that I have, but I don't like it. Actually, I'm going to use the same NARS brush. I'm just going to wipe it off here and then go in to pick some of this up. The shade of this one, by the way, is lovely, and it definitely lives up to it. Look at how pretty that is. These are super pigmented and they just look so, so nice. I mean, it is so beautiful. I will say that the blushes are what I hear most about this brand. So I don't know, maybe other people also feel the same way that I do regarding the other products from them. But blushes have always been something that I've heard a lot of when it comes to Kjaer Weis. They just blend right in and it just looks so good. I love that. So let me just add a little bit more. And although this is a cream product, this actually works really well over powder because I had actually already powdered my face a little bit. Well, really just kind of this area here, but I did kind of get this area quite a bit here. So it behaves really nicely over powder as well. Under powder is just really, really nice blush. This I 100% recommend. And I believe you can also, if you prefer cardboard, because this is very, very weighty. So this is not something I would ever travel with. Who knows, my crazy ass probably will, but this isn't something I would recommend anybody to travel with because it is quite weighty and it doesn't open super easily, but you do want to be careful. It's one of those like kind of like slide to the side type of things. Packaging really is very pretty, and then it does have a mirror on the other side. But if you want to save a few dollars, and again, if you want something that's more lighter or travel friendly, then the cardboard I believe is also available for these type of blushes, and I think for the bronzer as well. All right, so I don't think I'm going to apply any highlight today, but before I do go in with my lipstick product, I am going to use this again today. So this is from Tatcha. It's their loose powder. It's the Silk powder. It's the Radiant Translucent Setting Powder, and it actually does give a little bit of a radiance. I feel like with some lighting, it kind of causes a little bit of a reflect. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about that. Honestly, I'm still not 100% sure how I feel about this powder. What I do know is that I'm not too crazy for it for under the eyes because it does have like a little bit of that yellow tint. I know I talked about this in my previous video when I showed this to you guys, but I find that although this is very, very finely milled, and although that like yellowish tint is very light in shade, it does change the color of my concealer and the foundation that I've applied. So I'm not happy about that. I don't really like it for under the eyes. Definitely not to set, like I've been using this little puff here from Beauty Blender, and I love to use this with my loose powders because I can really just kind of work it in. So I've done that with this, and it's just been a no, 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 because my under eyes actually end up looking a lot darker, and it just pretty much works against what my concealer has already done for me. I will though say that I do like it for around my pores because it feels in my pores really, really nicely, and it feels very smooth. It feels really velvety, just, or silky I should say. It feels really nice and it looks really good as well. And there I do kind of go in with a little powder with my little puff to like press it into my pores as well. It does a wonderful job. Today I actually ended up using my Huda Beauty loose powder. This is like a holy grail of mine. One of my favorite loose powders, hands down. But today, the reason why I actually brought this out for you guys, all that to say this, is because I want to try it out as a buffing technique to see if I kind of see a difference. I expect it to add a little bit of like that radiance that it does give, but very, very lightly. I'm not even sure if you guys will be able to tell, but I guess we'll see. So I just grabbed the powder brush from La Mer, and I'm just going to dip it in here. Okay, I picked up way too much, so crap. Just wasted a ton there. And so I'm going to buff this. Now, if I had highlight, I usually try to avoid the highlight unless I've gotten carried away with it. But otherwise, I just kind of go around my whole face. I don't really like to pick up too much product at once. What I should have done is I should have looked at my skin really up close to see how it looks before I do this. But, you know, I kind of jacked that up already, so scratch that idea. Ooh, but yes, I like that. Wow, I noticed a difference. I hope you guys can notice a difference. I don't know, I'm sorry, I totally messed up there. But yes, it adds a very nice like light radiance to the skin. Like almost like a silky appearance, minus like where I have all this texture right here on my scalp there. Okay, I think I'm gonna like this. Grab a little bit more, just way down here. The only thing I will say is I feel like I just lost like coverage on all my acne there. That's the worst, but oh well. I'm just gonna leave that alone. It's fine. I mean, not really, but I just don't want to deal with it anymore. Okay, so for lips, I bought one of the new Gucci lip pencils. It's the orangey shade. I don't know what shade exactly because I've misplaced it now. And I really did want to use it with this lipstick because this one's a little bit too nude. I mean, I did want a nude lipstick, but I was hoping it would be nude for my skin tone, and I feel like it's a little bit too light. And maybe it'll be a good idea if I told you guys what lipstick I'm talking about. This is from YSL. So they're Ready to Care and Shine lip colors. I have the shade 123 Nude Transparent. Let me actually do a swatch. And there you go. It looks really nice. But I don't know. When I got it in, I applied it and I felt like it was too light for me. But I don't know. Let's try it again. My lips are so chapped right now, so ugh, it's kind of clinging onto that. Yeah, the shade does not flatter me all that much on its own. Okay, never mind. Let me remove this. I don't like it like this. Oh, I guess I could have. I have a whole bunch of other lip liners here. I guess I felt like, nope, I don't have that Gucci one. I'm not going to use any lip liners. So I removed that. Instead, I'm going to go in with this other Gucci product. It's their Rouge à Lèvres something in the shade The Painted Veil. This is the one in the satin finish. It comes with this beautiful packaging. I mean, how adorable is that? So pretty. So pretty. And there's the swatch. So again, this one is in the shade The Painted Veil. That's a pretty shade. I actually hadn't had a chance to show it to you guys, so good thing I had it out here, so I had a backup for today's lip. This is a very comfortable. Again, it's the satin finish. I know the shade comes in different finishes. And I think the packaging also varies. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it's a pretty color. So yeah, guys, this is all I had for today. These are all the products that I wanted to share. Actually, you know what? No, that's a lie. I also, I don't know why. I just want to apply this. I have this blush from MAC and I really like it. So I want to show you guys how this looks on the cheeks. I know I already have on blush, but it's okay. We can build it up a little bit. So this is a limited edition. They're called the Extra Dimension Blushes. MAC has permanent shades for these, but this shade here, Under My Plum, I was about to say it's a new shade, but knowing how MAC is, I'm not 100% sure if it is a new shade or if it's a re-promote from their Black Cherry collection. So let me just show you guys how this looks on, because I just think it looks so pretty. So I'm going to layer this on top of what I already have, but it'll give you an idea as to how it looks. It's actually quite pigmented. I mean, this is one of the deeper shades that they had. And although it is kind of like that, like baked gelée formula, it picks up with a brush very well. Alright, so now I'm going to finish this video looking like a clown. I just wanted to show you guys how pretty this is, but I'm not sure if I'm doing it justice at this point or just making a mess out of all of this. Okay, maybe I made a mess out of all of this. Anyway, this eye look looks amazing. I'm like super loving it. I mean, yeah, guys, I like everything that I used today again. Obviously, I buy makeup because I want to like it. I want to enjoy it. So I feel like for the most part, I am happy with my purchases. That there are those instances where I'm like, this wasn't really worth me buying, or this was just total garbage. So when that does happen, I do let you guys know, but I get happy when I like most of the products or all of the products that I try out. I mean, it just kind of is what it is. I don't think I'm that picky with makeup. I think I'm very realistic with my expectations with a lot of the makeup. So maybe that's why like I don't have like these like crazy expectations for everything. There are some products that I do, and I'm telling you, this NARS cream bronzer, I had expectations and I'm very pleased with it. In case you guys have not noticed, I'm very happy with it. Alright guys, and that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to give me a thumbs up. It really does help out my channel a lot. And while you're there, if you have not yet, do not forget to subscribe so you do not miss out on any of my future videos. Thank you guys so much for spending some time with me today. Until next time.